Hey everyone, today I want to talk about 3 important factors that you need to know before you ever start running Facebook ads. Hey, I'm Erin Smith, owner and founder of the Starters Club and author of the best-selling book, Master the Start. And today I want to talk about Facebook ads. I've been doing a lot of consulting with businesses and a lot of people that try Facebook ads but then never really get them to work well for their business. And there's 3 important things that I really want you to understand about Facebook ads before you ever run your first campaign, or maybe you need to take a step back if you've already run a campaign. So the first thing is to understand what you're measuring on the back side of this, okay? So a lot of people run Facebook ads, they get some likes, maybe they add to an email list, which is all great, but then it's like, now what? They have no true way of measuring. Maybe they send them to a website, maybe they do certain things, but they have no understanding of what that actually equates to. How are you measuring the results of that Facebook ad? How does that, if you're driving more traffic to your site, how does that equate to more dollars? If you're getting adding to an email list, what are you doing beyond that to be able to measure that? Because the truth of the matter is a lot of people go for, hard facts of what should I expect to pay for a click? What should I expect to pay for a lead? And the answer is truly, it depends, because it depends on your business. If you know for every client you bring in, you can generate about $3 to $4 grand of profits, well, $1 a lead is perfect, right? If you're running a campaign where you're getting 5 cents a lead, which seems amazing for cold leads, let's say, but nobody's buying, that's expensive. So you have to understand how you're going to measure this. The Facebook ad is only the beginning, the very, very beginning of what happens in this whole client cycle. So first of all, have your way to measure. Second, understand all audiences are not created equal. So there's a couple sides to this. First things first, I want you to do your research. And Facebook has a great tool called Audience Insights that lets you see buying habits, demographics, likes, all of these things about your potential audience. So take that time to do the research about your audience before you start paying for an ad. Secondly, you've got what's called warm and cold leads. Warm leads are people from your list, maybe people who like your page, although they still might be a bit cold, but people who know who you are, hopefully. And so to advertise to them and to run a campaign to them will be probably very different than to run people who have never seen you before. A lot of people just run a clump ad and they run it to everybody. And it's just simply not effective, because the true power of the Facebook ad is being able to drill down in audiences. So let's say people have gone to your sales page 1,000 times, but they haven't purchased. Well, that's a different type of ad than somebody who's never seen you before. Or maybe you've got people who have products sitting in a shopping cart and they haven't purchased. Well, that's a different ad than somebody who's never been to your site. So that's where the power of Facebook ads really comes into play, when you can get very specific about who the ad gets in front of and then create your ads in a different way. Now, the third piece to this is that you need to test. There is no one, and this is any kind of ad you do, it doesn't just relate to Facebook ads, but there is no one in the history of creating ads that just knock it out of the park on their very first ad. The key to this is testing, and testing a bunch of different ads and finding taking off which one is not working well and which one is working really well. You usually have to give it a day or two to let it ride to really start getting your results in a good picture. But you need to test pictures, you need to test headlines, you need to test the copy, and you need to test the page of where you're sending them. So if you're sending them to a landing page, you best be testing how those are converting. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of components to it, but to do this well and to do this effectively, it's really important that you do test. And I know a lot of people are like, I just kind of want to run an ad and go with it. Well, I do too, but unfortunately, if you want to actually make this effective and make money in your business by doing this, it does take a little bit of work. So if you have any specific questions, please make a comment below about Facebook ads or how to run them or how to do them. I'm happy to answer anything that I can, but I think it's really, really important to understand the basics of this before you just run an ad and say, it didn't work, because it can be very effective. So until then, thanks so much for watching. This is Erin Smith of the Starters Club, where I believe everyone has it in them, but they just need to get started.